Hey everyone, this is James, thepathofmastery.com, and here we're helping married men find their purpose, their place, and their power by developing self-discipline and self-mastery. Men, you have a responsibility in your home and in your life to lead and to guide your family well, all right? And so we're going to help you get there together, and we're going to become all that we're destined to be, all right? Today I want to talk to you guys about running your home as a business. Maybe you're a business owner and you're watching this and you're like, okay, well that sounds interesting. How do we do that? Well, I'm not a business owner, but I am a husband and I am a father and I am a pastor of a church. And there's ways you have to run things. You know, as we run the church, there's expensive things, there's salaries, there's mortgages, there's hydro, there's gas, there's equipment, there's volunteers, there's meals, there's all sorts of needs that rise up in the community and internationally that we want to support. And we need to know what's coming in and what's going out so that we can see what's left over to function, okay? And everything you're going to do is going to cost money, and it's going to cost time, and it's going to take resources. Your home is no different. So let's think of our home as a business, all right? Man, think of yourself as the CEO. You are the CEO and the CFO, and maybe your wife's the COO, all right, the Chief Operating Officer, but you're the Chief Executive Officer, okay, you're the CEO. Like, you need to be the boss in your house. And doesn't mean you don't take advice from your wife, because you do, but you need to make a decision. I'm leading. We've sat down together, and with your wife I'm talking about, you're going to sit down with your wife and you're going to make a vision for your family. Vision for your marriage, and a vision for where you see your family in your home 5 years out, 10 years out, 15 years out. And if you're in business, you know how to do this. But you have to cast the vision and you have to make it plain, according to Habakkuk 2, so that he who runs may read it. Like, you need to have a big vision for your family, for your life, for your personal goals, okay? And you need to run it as a business, that every step you take as a family is that you're moving towards the accomplishment and achieving of your family goal. What are some family goals? Well, number one is that, our expenses will not exceed our income. We will make it a habit of saving X amount of dollars every month for this purchase or that purchase, or for our children's college, or for a family vacation, or for a future home that we want. Whatever, you're going to have some sort of financial goal that you and your wife are working towards, be it retirement, be it an investment, be it a purchase of a new vehicle, a boat, or a secondary home, a rental property, a big family vacation, something for your children, or something just for you and your wife. You're going to have your finances in order. So number one is, what you're going to do is you're going to put together a spreadsheet, and you're going to have your income laid out on the right, on the top, or on the left, wherever you like to have it, where all your income sources are from, whether it's your job, your investments, if your wife, if she's working, from anything the government's giving you, from anything at all that's coming in, rental stuff. I want to see what it is. I want you to have your total every month. Now we make the big list, guys, of all of our expenses. And if you're like me, there's a lot of expenses. I always start with my home, all my home expenses, mortgage, insurance, heat, hydro, utilities, all those things, risks for the home, right? And then the miscellaneous for X amount of expenses that come up for fixing things that break or doing some upgrades. Then you move into your vehicles, okay? All your gas, all your payments, all your insurances. Then you move into your other utilities, your phone bills, your internet, all that. You can put that with your home if you want. Then you're going to have your kids' expenses, all their sports, their schools, all that stuff that they're in. Lay it out, your groceries, your tithing, your giving. You know what I'm talking about. I'll put one in the link so you can see my Excel spreadsheet or Google Docs, whatever it is that I use, and you'll see all the breakdown. You want to be specific with this. You want to include your investments on there. You want to include your debt repayments. You want to include even your bank fees. Like, you need this to be dialed in, because if you owned a business and you weren't keeping track of all your expenses, you're not going to be in business for very long. You're going to be over budget, you're going to blow it, you're going to go bankrupt, and this happens so often in the home as well. You need to list out every expenses, your Netflix, your Spotify, your Xbox, whatever it is, your gym memberships, your wife's makeup and facials and hair removal and all these things, right? Like, let's get the breakdown. What's your allowance? Do you have any money left over even to have an allowance? Well, we need to figure this out. And now we need to look, are your expenses under your income? Are they even with it? Or are they way above? And if you're spending more than you're bringing in, your business, your home is in for a world of hurt. There's a couple of things that really impact marriages, guys, okay? It's finances and sex. And these two areas probably don't get talked about enough in marriage circles, but when a man's not getting enough sex, he's grumpy, he's unhappy, he's unfulfilled, and it's because the woman's not getting enough affection, usually, and attention. And so these things play out. But when money's stressing the husband out and it's stressing the wife out and it's all you're talking about, you're not going to want to give affection, she's not wanting to give sex, and all these other areas that we kind of discussed in his needs, her needs earlier, which I'll put a link to, they play out. So we need to get our finances in the home in order and manageable. You don't have to be making a lot extra a month, but you have to be making some. All right, just to give yourself a buffer and a barrier so that it takes a weight off of your shoulders. Even if you have debt, it's okay for now. So long as you're making a little bit more than you're spending, we're going to figure this out so that you can make a heck of a lot more than you're spending and get yourself financially secure. This is the number one thing in running your family and your home as a business, is getting your finances in order. Make the list, pull up the Excel spreadsheet, put all your income in, put all your expenses, tally it out. Let's see where you're at. Now let's go through all the areas of your expenses that just need to be cut out. If you got a gym membership and you're not working out, either make a choice to work out, which I think you should, or you cut it. If you got Netflix, Spotify, Prime, Paramount, all Disney Plus, all these things, Xbox, whatever, I want you to cut those things because they're actually wasting your time. Especially if you're spending hours a day on those things and you're consuming, that's going to cost you big time in the future. What other bills do you have? Is your grocery bill too high? All right. Is your wife's like beauty and self-care, is that too high? Does she need to cut that back? Are you spending too much out with the boys? I hope you're not out drinking and partying and spending money like that when you got a family at home. That's really going to eat into it. Are you smoking cigarettes? Man, it's time to cut that out, gentlemen, and cut that expense off as well. What are the things that you know in your heart that you could just wipe off and be like, I'll miss that a lot, but I know I can live without it? Is your grocery bill like so like crazy sometimes because you're hitting Costco and you go to plan to buy 4 things for $200, you end up getting 20 things for $600? You know how it goes at Costco. Maybe you need to be going to the Superstore or the Walmart. Really cut that bill down. I don't know, but I'll leave that to you. Really go through your expenses. Go through your mortgage. Do you need to refinance your home to get a better interest rate? Do you need to sell a vehicle? All right, do you need to start riding your bike or taking public transportation? Like, what are the sacrifices you need to make right now so that your income surpasses your expenses? Every business, man, it's got to be in the black. If it's in the red too long, those write-ups only last for so long, and then the tax man comes to collect and your customers get upset. But in your life, guys, you need to be in the black. You need to be making money. And then we're going to learn how to really amp up your money with some side hustles, some side businesses that you're passionate about. And I've got some great ideas that you could start in a day that will get you to 1,000, 2,000, 5,000 a month. If you follow the right steps and just be disciplined in it, you can get there. That's a video for another time. Right now, I want you to get in the black with what you've got. And if that's impossible for you to do, you're going to have to work more hours. You're going to have to get a second job right away. You're going to have to find a way to get that money up, guys. That's the key, because it takes a weight off, the debt weight. All right, the missed bills weight, the stress, the financial stress when you're constantly in the red. It'll destroy your marriage. It'll destroy your manhood and make you feel weak and afraid and lost. And I want you to get your power back, okay? I want you to know your place, and I want you to know your purpose, that you are a provider. You are a good man. You do love your family, and you care for them, and you will provide for them, all right? We get this on track, the rest of the family, the rest of the marriage, the rest of your life can be addressed in a much more specific and targeted manner. So do me a favor, put together your income and your expenses, tally it up, do what you must to cut the expenses that need to be cut so that your income surpasses your expenses. Now, if you're doing that already, great. Now we're in a good place. Now you have to have your vision dialed in for your family, where you're going, and for your marriage specifically. Run your marriage, all right, as a business too. It all ties in. What are your investments into your marriage, guys? Are you doing a date night once a week, planned? It's Friday night, date night, no matter what. Our life is built around that, because a strong marriage is a strong family and it's a strong life, okay? Date night, all right, that has to be part of your business plan. I will have one date night per week, Friday night, Saturday night, whatever night it is for you. Nothing else will interfere with that. That is primary, okay? That's going to meet so many needs for you and your wife, both of you. But here's the thing with date night. It doesn't need to be a night where you're discussing heavy things. This is meant to be a fun night, an enjoyable night, a happy night. You don't worry about the finances on date night. You don't worry about the kids on date night. You don't worry about work or anything else. This is where you're focused. This is part of the business. The business is your wife. You're paying attention to her. You're communicating with her. You're being open and honest with her. You're helping her feel built up. You're washing her in your words, making her feel loved. Boy, and then I tell you guys, you're getting what you want to get. You're going to have a wife that admires you, that respects you, that cherishes you, that desires you, all right? And that looks to you to lead the home. The date night is the key for so many things. So keep that going. Make it fun some nights, make it romantic some nights, but that's part of the family business. The next investment you're going to make is in your kids. All right, you're going to invest your time, you and your spouse's time, into your kids' life, in developing them, in raising them, in building up qualities in their life that you know they need to succeed. Honesty, integrity, hard work, dedication, discipline, persevering through difficult seasons and trials in their life, and seeing, because you're leading them, they're going to see that I have a vision for the future, that even though things are hard right now, I'm going to get to that vision. They're going to see it in you. You're going to instill it in them. Your wife and your children, guys, these are part of your business. You need to invest in your wife and in your children. And it's not just money, it's time and love and tears, okay? And you got to invest in yourself. This is important. You need to invest in your mental health, your physical health, your spiritual health. And so that means you got to be reading. You got to be reading books that encourage you, that build you up, biographies, investing books, encouraging things that are really in line with what your passions are and can take you where you need to go, you know. And then you need to be working on your body. You need to be an example to the rest of your family of fitness, of health, because you don't want to be getting bills from the hospital. You don't want your wife and kids in the hospital, and you certainly don't want to be in the hospital. And so you need to invest in your body. You need to eat right. You need to work out. You need to get your cardio up. And then your children and your wife are going to see it in you. They're going to take part in that with you, which is the other aspect. Family events together. Outdoor things. That's part of your business. Outdoor life with your family. Hiking, camping, fishing, going to the lake, going to sports things, going to shows, going to plays, taking part in some sort of volunteer activities, feeding the homeless, making lunches for the homeless, supporting missionaries, whatever it is. It's a family thing that it's going to make everyone a bit uncomfortable, but knowing that when we're uncomfortable, we're actually growing. Just like in the gym, you're pushing weights, you're uncomfortable, but your muscles, when you rest at night, are growing, but you need to break them down first. It's the same way, when we can serve other people, we break down our pride, our ego, and our own kind of selfishness, and we learn to serve others. This is a family thing. This is something that we can do that builds up the family business, all right? And the family business is how I want you to think of your life and your home. Even though it may not earn you any money, man, this is your name. This is your heritage. My last name is Skugedal. In Norway, it means the Shadow Valley. And I want people in this city to know my name. I am James Skugedal. This is my family. We have respect. We're a driven family. We are a loving family. We got each other's back. We do things together. We don't hate each other. We don't fight with each other, big blow-up fights. We might fight a little bit, but we work through it for the betterment of our family. We got our finances in order. We can actually be a blessing to the community and give back. We have a side business that produces some income that we can use to go on vacations as a family, where we can go on trips, where we can bring the kids' friends with us when we want to go somewhere. It's this kind of mentality that you guys are the CEO of your life. You're the CEO of your family. You have this name and it's powerful. Whatever your last name is, leave it to me in the comments. Let me know what your last name means, that you can have some power, guys, and respect in the name that you've been given at birth. And you can pass that strength onto your family line, because you know your family's important, and you treat your family as a prosperous, successful business, all right? And it's not based on money. It's based on your family's legacy. But if your money's out of order, your family's out of order. If your relationship with your wife is out of order, your kids' relationship with you and your wife are out of order. And if your relationship with your kids are out of order, your family's out of order. You have to be in order with yourself. And then you'll be in order with your wife and your kids and the family unit. And you will have a successful family business that's based on your name. This is the path of mastery. Let's do this, guys. Let's make our lives count. Amen?